Sennufer, TT96, Sheikh Abdel Gurna, Luxor, Egypt, North Africa. Sennufer may have had 3 wives: Setne, Set Nefret, who were both recorded as being royal nurses, and Mariette. She was the chantress of Amunhotep II. She's described as divine and beloved. Now, he may have had 3 wives, or it could have been one and the same woman with different descriptions. So it's all up for debate. Sennufer was the mayor of the southern city of Waset, which the Greeks called Thebes and we call Luxor today. He was the childhood friend of the king Amunhotep II of the 18th dynasty. His tomb is called the Tomb of the Vineyards, and you'll find out why very soon. Sennufer was the most trusted servant of the king Amunhotep II. He had wives, possibly wives, who were royal nurses to the children of Amunhotep II. Now, the first record we have of someone going in the tomb, apart from Roman and Greek tourists, is in 1826 with Robert Hay. Remember Robert Hay? He made copies of the decoration within the tomb, which are now in the British Museum. In 1840, Carl Richard Lepsius visited the tomb. In 1895, Percy Edward Newbery made copies of the text in the chapel. And in 1898, Philippi Vieri published the tomb with plan and line drawings. So there's the history of the investigation of the tomb. I've tried to get hold of the original excavation documents, but I cannot establish if the tomb had to be cleared or not. Philip Vieri translated quite a lot of the text in the tomb, and one of them is one which is so beautiful. I've got to read it to you. An offering which a king gives. Amun-Ra, Lord of the throne of the 2 lands. Offerings before Osiris, the great god of eternity. Anubis, Imit, Lord of the Tajessa. May they let the cast soul of the one praised by the great god, the mayor of the southern city, Sennufer, justified. Doesn't that just roll off your tongue? Isn't that just beautiful? It's poetry, but it's also magic. Let Sennufer the justified come and go in the Waset, the underworld of the sacred lake of Abydos. Now, I think the tomb creators, the old miners, quarrymen, who going in there had a few problems. I think the shale in this part of Sheikh Abdel Gurna is quite brittle because they plastered the walls with a mixture of gnarled mud and chaff. So what I think that was happening was that as they were chipping it out, chunks were coming out. Chunks were coming off the walls and off the ceiling, and they probably thought themselves they couldn't smooth this down, get it flat enough, because there were chunks in the wall and big holes and things like that. So they used really a method which goes back to the Old Kingdom times, which is to plaster it with gnarled mud mixed with chaff, and they did that on the ceiling as well. Now, if we have a look at the plan of the tomb, at number 4, and you've got that arrow pointing towards, that's the direction we're looking at. Sennufer and Mariette are under the eyes of Horus. So there you have Sennufer and Mariette. Now look at them. They're like a couple of young kids in their early 20s. They're probably in their 50s by now at least. But remember, the image you have in your tomb is what you're going to look like in the afterlife for eternity. So you want to look virile and young. You don't want to look old and grey, do you? If we have a look at the other scenes of the tomb, you can see how they overcame the problem of the uneven ceiling. So they plastered it with gnarled mud mixed with chaff, and they've decorated it in this grape scenes. So you've got this vineyard within your tomb. Now remember, that's magic. So you can have these grapes growing for the rest of eternity so you can make your wine. And believe you me, that's the option I would go for. So it's a great tomb to go and visit, just to see the ceilings more than anything. And the colours are still vibrant. So I would recommend, if you ever go to Luxor, visit this tomb. I hope you've enjoyed the information. Please press your subscribe button, thumbs up, and I'll see you real soon. Take care and bye for now.